you are listening to
the WrestleGeddon podcast.
WrestleGeddon podcast.
What's up, everybody? It is Friday, and we are here with you, the WrestleGeddon podcast, the only podcast that has more dick in our pants than John Cena's promos. Of course, I'm one of your hosts, Chris the Heat Matthews, and he's the Tennessee Jesus, Carl Crossland. Welcome, everyone. Looking forward to chatting some wrestling. Carl, how the hell are you this week, man?
I'm doing good, man. I got my dick in my pants.
Yep.
And my jorts.
Jorts. More than what Cena's got. Oh, awesome stuff. We'll get into that Cody Cena promo a little later. What else? Oh, we have some other stuff to talk about. This week. Carl, I want to get your thoughts here. I sent you the Facebook post from independent toy company KWK Figures, KWK Collectibles, Kayfabe Wrestling Collector for his Kayfabe Heroes line with a signing that I thought you'd be pretty excited about, the PG-13.
Yeah, man. It's pretty cool, man. As you know, they kind of got their big start. Well, I ain't gonna say big start because they never did make it big. I think probably as big as they got was on the ECW pay-per-view. And then a couple episodes of WWE, and then there's on WCW Saturday night for a little bit. But PG-13, man. JC Ice, and Wolfie D. When I was younger, huge fans. I'm probably still a huge fan of Wolfie D. Jamie Dundee, JC Ice, not so much. He had some racist stuff he said on some YouTube videos, talking about The Rock, but he was second generation. He was the son of Bill Dundee, which is another Memphis legend. Yeah, they were main event status in USWA there for a minute.
Let me put this back on the screen again because it just hit me. Did you ever watch that show Superstore?
Superstore? No.
Yeah.
I've seen a few episodes here and there, but
well, the dude on the right, I'm not sure it was that on the right hand side, the shorter guy
under the three. Yeah, that's Jamie Dundee or
okay.
JC Ice.
All right. So in this picture, he kind of looks like there's a character on the show. Her name was Cheyenne, and she had this real trailer park trash ghetto white dude as her boyfriend, who becomes her baby daddy. That's who he looks like.
Yeah, it might be him. Funny enough, he also was on an episode of Jerry Springer, where he was supposed to. I don't know if it was a true story or not. Most of the Jerry Springer stuff was fake, but he was on the episode where he's supposed to be pimping his wife's little sister or something out or something like that.
Yeah.
And I always remember that episode because there was another guy after that was a French dude, or supposed to be a French dude. His accent was horrible, and his name was Mr. Ooh La La. He's like, Jerry, my name is Mr. Ooh La La. For the men, they call me Mr. for the girls, let's say ooh la la. It was funny episode. But I remember, like, you watch Jerry Springer at night, and I remember it popped out. I was like, "What the fuck is JC Ice doing on fucking Jerry Springer?" And then Bo Dundee was on there too. It was pretty funny. That's the guy.
So that's yeah. I don't know. It just kind of reminded me of him. Like, now I'm looking at like the picture. Like it's not really like as close as I thought it was, but it's pretty close.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. I'm
it's a lot
surprised.
closer when he's like just ghetto wear.
Yeah, I was surprised that they got signed because I know they were supposed to appear at one of the Comic Cons. I can't remember which Comic Con it was, or one of the. It was like a wrestling event. They were advertised to be there. Like you could get signatures or whatever for no ops, and JC Ice no showed. Wolfie D was the only one that was there.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that sucks.
but yeah, apparently too. Now he kind of hates wrestling and don't want to be around it.
I know there's a lot of people that were like that too, like Rick Martel. Just completely for a while there didn't want anything to do with wrestling.
Yeah,
And he's got some figures coming out now too. Through like the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, their Big Rubber Guys line. They have a Rick Martel, and I think a couple other people have gotten him to sign with them too for some figures as well.
yeah. I think a lot of them it's like because they were addicts and did a lot of drugs and stuff. So I guess
Yeah.
they kind of associate that lifestyle with how they were treated and how they treated other people, and
Yeah.
they wanted to get away from that.
I can get that side of that too, but like like us as wrestling fans and growing up and watching these people, like we didn't know anything about that. We didn't know anything about like their extracurricular activities until the internet and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And a lot of times it doesn't really change how we view their in-ring work.
yeah,
Like we all know that Jimmy Snuka like was coked up every time he went to the ring, or Kurt Angle during his peak run in TNA, being high on like being like doped up on painkillers and stuff. It's like we still look at like their body of work. Yeah, it's kind of look at it like, oh man, that's how much better it could have been if he wasn't on something. And freaking Rob
yeah,
Van Dam, how many times has he wrestled high? So, but he's still regarded as one like the greatest of all time. And like same with
yeah,
Sabu.
yeah. RVD, Sabu. There was somebody recently talking about they were like on acid. I think it was Midian was saying that he had one of the episodes where they were doing the Ministry of Darkness or whatever, like he was on acid and was tripping balls out in the ring.
I remember that he was on the Undertaker's podcast, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's where it was. Yeah,
I remember Sandman had a similar story with Sabu
yeah,
when they were doing one of their matches. He was talking about Sabu was so freaking high, like he thought he was like covered in like spiders, and he was trying to get the spiders off of him or
yeah,
something. Man, crazy stuff. But it is all good. Let's go ahead and kick it over here to the random band entrance.
So random. For fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake, the random band this week is the baby.
The baby.
The baby. Oh, the wee
you-
little baby.
You at least enjoyed the music videos, right?
Yeah, they're like little movies. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
some of them pretty cool. And
Yeah,
that's
I
one
watched
that sold me on my pick for this week too, was the video for it.
Was the video for it? I'm
Yeah.
gonna guess which one it was.
Which one was it?
Rockstar.
Nope.
Oh, I thought it would be that one. That's the one with the zombies.
Nope. It was close because I did watch that one a few times too. It was actually
Yeah.
Boogeyman was the one I picked.
Oh, I should have thought of that. I should have thought. Yeah. Damn it, I should've known.
It's a pretty good track. I'm not gonna lie. I liked it. I dug it. So first time listening to the baby's music.
Yeah.
But the video, it really sold me on this song too. Like the
Yeah,
makeup
it was a good-
effects that they used on him were great. So
Yeah. Yeah, I figured
sitting here
like once you watch
looking over my
the
shoulder.
videos. Yeah, I was like, if Chris watches the videos, he might like enjoy this a little bit better if he just like was listening to it on like Spotify or his Pandora playlist or whatever.
yeah, it kind of took me back to like Michael Jackson's videos, how they're all like just little
Yeah.
like cinematic, not like cinematics, but like like movies.
Yeah, like they tell a story.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like Thriller and was it Ghosts, like a couple other
Yeah.
ones. Remember the Time, so kind of had that vibe to it. So.
Just beat it.
Okay, anyway, so what was your pick?
I decided to go with like a twerk song because everybody likes twerk songs and stuff like that.
You got to work on the stage.
I'm not going to twerk, but I might have ballet or something come out and twerk. I decided to go with Fat, spelled with a P and not an F. Yeah. I like the beat. It's like the modern day back that ass up.
Nice. Nice. All right. So the boogeyman, the baby. It's our random band artists for this week. Who we got for next week?
Next week, I have the artists, but I didn't know if we done them. I couldn't remember. Did we do Motley Crue?
No.
Okay, so we got Motley Crue. I don't remember if we did or not.
Nah, we haven't done them.
I know we've done like several hair metal bands. I just couldn't remember who all we did.
Yeah, at least I don't remember doing Motley Crue.
Well, I mean, I guess it's random, right?
Yeah.
Uh.
I probably would have picked like Dr. Feelgood or something, but
He's the one they call Dr. Feelgood.
awesome stuff. All right. So there we go. Random band entrance theme for next week will be Motley Crue. Awesome stuff. All right, let's kick it over to the instant replay. All right, we got a couple little tidbits here. First off, I want to send some good vibes out to Mick Foley, who is doing well after his car crash that he's involved in on April 1st, which I honestly thought it was an April Fool's joke. Like, I'm looking at the damn picture of him in front of his wrecked car, thinking this has got to be photoshopped or something. Like,
Yeah.
But no, it was legit. Foley's doing well, so he'll be back on the road.
Yeah. I thought it was an April Fool's joke as well. Another one that got me too that wasn't an April Fool's joke that I thought was April Fool's joke was Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I thought it was an April Fool's joke, and then turns out he's actually dead.
Yeah. I was like, damn. That was struggling with throat cancer and declining health. So we got him. And as we always say, fuck cancer. So,
Yeah, cancer is a bitch. It's fucking stupid.
he was I like Val Kilmer. Like some of his earlier movies, like Real Genius was a pretty good one. Batman. We're going back there. Batman Forever.
Batman Forever was good. Like, I don't care what I know. Like, critically, like, people don't like it, but I like it to this day. I can still watch it.
I love it. I love Batman Forever. My thing with that is I always put up like a lot of people are like, yeah, Val Kilmer's not a good Batman. I was like, okay, I see your argument with that, but you have to admit Val Kilmer was an amazing Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
So playing two different characters. You got Batman, you got Bruce Wayne. So I think he was awesome as Bruce Wayne. I thought he was pretty good Batman. He's better than George Clooney.
Yeah. Yeah, Batman. Yeah, he's better than George Clooney, but his Batman wasn't too bad.
No.
I think it was just he was fighting against everybody that was wanting Michael Keaton back for the third movie. So it's like no matter what he did, I don't think there's people willing not to like it.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Oh yeah, that's pretty good stuff. And last little bit news tidbits I have here. Rusev apparently spotted at WWE headquarters last week. We getting a return of Rusev to WWE. Will Rusev Day happen again?
I don't know. I never was a huge fan of Rusev. His first time in WWE, him as Miro, just not my cup of tea.
I honestly think if they would have kept him, if he, like his early days in WWE, if they didn't have him feud with Cena, I think he could have been bigger than what he ended up being. Because, like, in all honesty, like after he lost to Cena, you know, that whole WrestleMania where he came out with the tank and all that other stuff, and like after he lost that Mania match, I just think it went downhill for him, and like he really didn't like recover until, you know, they started doing like the Rusev Day stuff, and then they put him in that stupid like cuck storyline with Lana dating Ziggler and having an affair with Liv, and like I think that was just like the end of it. And then even in AEW, they really didn't do a lot. Like he didn't do much in AEW, not anything really notable.
I mean, I heard that was his own fault, but I don't know if that's true or not. Could be true, could not be. There's reports that he didn't want to put people over, so that's the reason why he wasn't used a lot.
Yeah, and that's my thing too. Is like if you're doing that stuff, like you know you're not going to get away with that in WWE.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, there's plenty of people on WWE that to put you in your place. Whereas AEW didn't quite have that.
Yeah, more structure in their locker room and their management. And then when they tried to put you in your place, they all started whining and, you know, pick fights with everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. All right, let's get into the weekly recap here. Kind of want to bounce back to SmackDown here from last week and talk about this real quick. The contract signing: CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. Good.
How do you like it?
I liked it. It was good. The emotion that CM Punk, showed while he was signing the contract when, Heyman gave him that speech, like, this is your dream. You're finally getting to main event, not WrestleMania. The culmination of like Punk's career, just wanting to headline WrestleMania, wanting to main event WrestleMania, never getting that opportunity till now. Like, I really like how they played into that emotion with that. And then Seth, adding on top of that with his frustrations and, just kind of going in on everybody in that ring about how Punk doesn't deserve to have a main event match at WrestleMania and that him and Roman deserve that more than he does. So I thought it was a great segment.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on people being upset that it's the main event and not a Royal Rumble winner or Elimination Chamber winner being the main event?
Honestly, they're the three biggest stars in the company. So yeah, having them in the main event makes sense to me. And I know it's like, oh, the Royal Rumble winner gets, the main event spots or whatever. You got to remember too, it's a 2-night pay-per-view. So you can have Uso and Gunther main event night 1. And then you have, your triple threat match at night 2, which is what's going to happen. Elimination Chamber winner is never guaranteed a main event. It's never been that way. It's just like, oh, they're the second runner up pretty much. So you have a challenge for whatever title didn't get picked.
Yeah.
And honestly, Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton was never an option as a main event match for.
You think so? I think it'll be a main event caliber match.
It's going to be an awesome match. I'm not
probably
denying that one at all, but
probably be one of the better matches on the card.
Yeah, I just think with the storylines that they have going right now, like, because there's no story with Charlotte and Tiffany. It's just like
they've been going back and forth. They've had better
back and forth, but it's basically been like you're trying to
have better promos.
Me, so
yeah, they've had better promos than up until this week. John Cena and Cody.
Yeah, Cena's promos were terrible. The last couple of those 2 weeks after he turned and came back.
But yeah, that's something like I understand people's frustration, but to me, it's like out of a lot of the matches that you want to see at WrestleMania, that's probably like would be everybody's top match that they want to see.
Yeah.
The Cody, John Cena. This week was good.
Oh, I think Carl froze on me again. You there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I cut out.
Yeah.
Did I cut out?
A little bit.
Oh. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I was saying, not really. Like besides this week, haven't really been into the Cody, Cena feud. But this week was good, I thought.
I think this promo the promo this week with Cena and Cody, I think injected more emotion into this build up than the last 2 weeks have. Because like the first week that Cena comes out, then Cody comes out, like you basically got like Cody telling him like, I want John Cena, I don't want this bitch that's standing in front of me, type of thing. And then Cena comes out and basically gives the same promo the second week that he gave the first week, just changed things up a little bit. And then the third week, this past week, it's like, okay, Cena's coming out to do a promo again. It's probably giving me the same bullshit. But then Cody cuts him off and interrupts him and goes through this whole thing, which like that, Cody doing that and then going through everything, I think is what, like I said, injected more emotion and more fuel
Yeah.
into this feud.
Actually, another thing that might be the play is maybe because the triple threat did get the main event. Now you kind of seeing that because the Jimmy Uso Gunther match was really good,
Yeah,
and that one kind of took off. So it's like maybe it lit a fire in these other two uh, storylines. Maybe they're like, oh shit, like we might not be the main event at WrestleMania. Let's get people invested into our stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that was a great match, especially with Gunther choking out Jimmy, winning that match
Yeah.
by KO. We'll circle back to SmackDown. Another promo too that I thought was really good. Naomi's promo, going behind, like, you know, her going into more into her actions and everything like that. Like, you know, it talked about, you know, the emotion with CM Punk going in and be like, hey, you know, I'm finally getting that main event spot, you know, and him showing that emotion. Like, you saw that raw emotion in Naomi too, which I think is helping showcase her more as well, because Naomi's a fantastic talent. You know, she proved
They
that when
gotta
she
have her.
jumped to TNA.
They gotta have her versus Jade Cargill at WrestleMania.
That's got to be a Mania match. There's no way to get around that one at all. That's got to happen at Mania. So it just seems like it'd be the best place to do that at. Got 2 nights to fill, so they got to throw something on there.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like they, you know, both deserve it. It's probably been one of the more entertaining storylines. The only thing that does kind of suck is the Bianca being in that triple threat picture kind of threw a curveball into the storyline like itself.
Yeah,
But yeah, I want to see Jade Cargill versus Naomi WrestleMania. I think it'll be good.
that'd be an awesome match. They should give them some kind of like last woman standing or falls count anywhere or something to get into that. I think it'd be a good match to throw a stipulation on.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens.
maybe a cage match or something.
Who is out here beef? Oh, it's Michin. I was like, who the hell is out here with BFAB? I forgot they've been kind of running together. So we're talking a little bit into Cody and Cena's promo from Monday Night Raw. Like, I was watching it, my wife was watching it too, and that the point where Cody looks at him and tells him, you know, there is more dick in that promo than there is in your jorts. She just started busting up laughing. I was like, that has got to be like line of the night right there. It's great.
Yeah, it was good.
It was pretty good. But we saw a kick off the show. We had some tag team action. The New Day taking on the returning New Catch Republic. Well, the returning Tyler Bate, re-teaming up with Pete Dunne for the New Catch Republic. New Day ended up picking up the win on that one, which was a good opening match. It was a great match, great tag match. We had this seemed like a night of tag team matches. Penta and Braun Breaker taking on the Judgment Day. Judgment Day ended up picking the win. A lot of outside interference, of course, what you'd expect from a Judgment Day match. But Breaker hit ended up inadvertently hitting the spear on Penta, which is one of the things that caused him to lose that matchup. Then you kind of had like the little bit of a stare down between the two of them. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some kind of, I think we kind of tapped into this last week, and some kind of like multi-person match for that Intercontinental title between like Penta, Breaker, and possibly Finn and maybe Dirty Dom or something in there.
Yeah, I think we're definitely getting Braun Breaker and Penta.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll add anybody else into the mix, but it feels like the last several weeks they've been heading down that road.
That's gonna be a hell
But
of a match.
it would make sense. It would make sense though to have like a Finn Balor, maybe Dirty Dom,
Mhm.
in it as like a fatal 5-way or whatever.
I'll still be
Or
surprised if
4 ways.
we end up with a ladder match on this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Penta, Breaker, Finn, Sheamus, Ludwig Kaiser. Because Kaiser's had some issues with Penta. You can tie all that stuff in there.
Yeah.
Nice little 6-man ladder match. Throw Dirty Dom in there too. I think it'd be awesome. But the big thing coming out of Raw, aside from Cody and Cena, Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky for the Women's Championship. Bianca Belair as the special guest referee. Good match, as always, between Rhea and Io. Bianca calls for a double disqualification after taking too many accidental hits from both Rhea and Io. So she's done with it. Calls a double DQ. Rhea starts attacking Bianca, and then Io hits that moonsault off the top rope to the outside, and ends the show holding that belt high. So we're definitely getting a triple threat now. Well, there's no way around it for this one. Oh, it's a definite. Oh, which I'm cool with that. I think a triple threat match would be good.
Waste a match. It's like, why even have the Elimination Chamber if you can just walk out and sign a contract?
Yeah, I know, right? It's not how it works. You just don't walk out and sign a contract for somebody else's match.
But yeah, I mean, they're all good talent. Like, we should get a good match out of it.
Yeah. Looking forward to that one. So we'll hop over to NXT this week. Ricky Saints picking up the win over Shawn Spears and becoming the new North American champion.
Thanks.
Oh shit. Apparently supposed to be Naomi wrestling B-Fab, but she just got jumped by Jade. Jade fighting security to get to Naomi. And her caution tape. Awesome. Okay. Getting here to the rest of the wrestling recap. AEW this week. A little tidbit here from AEW Collision. We had Mercedes Moné in the ring. Doing a little segment here. I don't remember if it was a match or whatever. I just kind of caught the end of it. But it was her and Billy Stark. They're going back and forth something. I think it was a match. I think she beat Billy Starks again. But Mercedes gets on the microphone. She's like, "This is pathetic. Like, who trained her? Like, I want to know who trained her. This woman is terrible. Like, she doesn't deserve to be in the same ring as me. All this other stuff. Who trained her?" And then, surprise, surprise, Athena makes a return to AEW television and comes out and has her confrontation with Mercedes Moné. They go at it. Mercedes gets taken down. Athena hits the top rope to hit the O face. Mercedes ends up getting out of the way, and Athena hits the O-face on Billy instead. I'm excited.
Yeah. Good to see her back. I don't know why she hasn't been on TV.
Well, I mean, she's been on Ring of Honor. She's currently the Ring of Honor Women's Champion, which she's pretty much held for like 3 years now. So,
But Ring of Honor hasn't been on anything though. That's the thing.
no, it's all streaming, so you have to do the you have to pay for the Ring of Honor Club to get access to it.
Yeah, and nobody gets down for that.
Yeah. So I've been kind of following it here and there. So
I think they're probably going to end up having the match for the belt, the Ring of Honor belt.
Yeah, because Mercedes needs
Mercedes
title,
collecting all the belts.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, while we're talking about Athena and Mercedes Moné, they did announce through AEW social media outlets the Owen Hart Cup tournaments. This is the breakdown of the women's matches. Tournament actually starts. I don't remember when it starts, but the tournament finals will be May 25th, Glendale, Arizona. Hit the wrong button. At AEW's Double or Nothing. So your first matchup, Jamie Hayter versus Billy Starks. You have Thunder Rosa versus Chris Statlander. Julia Hart versus Mercedes Moné. And, of course, Harley Cameron versus Athena. So, of course, the winner of the AEW, of the Owen Hart Cup tournament, will get a shot at the AEW Women's Champion. So this should be pretty interesting. I think we're going to end up getting that semifinal match, Athena versus Mercedes Moné on that side. And then probably the other side, we'll see, I want to say at least Chris Statlander and probably Jamie Hayter. But I could be completely wrong too. Men's side, we've got Will Ospreay taking on Kevin Knight, Brody King versus Takeshita, Mark Briscoe taking on Kyle Fletcher, and Hangman Adam Page taking on a wild card. Kevin Knight is actually taking the place of the injured Jay White, which I'm kind of disappointed in that because I think this was going to be Jay White's year to win that Owen Hart tournament. Hoping on that one, and I lost Carl again. Wouldn't be the WrestleGeddon podcast without some sort of technical difficulty on one of our ends, but it's all good. This is what we do each and every week. But what are your thoughts? Let us know. Comments below, wherever you're watching this video at, social media, anything like that. Let us know. Who do you think's going to win the AEW Owen Hart Cup tournaments? Men's side, women's side. Go ahead and pick one. All right. So your thoughts on those tournament breakdowns, those tournament brackets?
Yeah, it's not about right. When you were talking about it to you, I disappeared or whatever. Yeah, I think you're right about Mercedes Moné and Athena being the semi from the win-ins. But if it was me, I would take the opportunity to push one of the other people like Julia Hart or something. But
yeah,
that's me.
I think they should do that. If they do Mercedes and Athena, they should make it for the TBS title as well as, advancing into the finals. So then, you would have Athena win the TBS title off of Mercedes, and then you have Mercedes go in to that finals matchup, and then, she'll probably end up winning it, and then going on to take on, which probably going to end up being Toni Storm for the women's title.
Yeah.
Unless they surprise us all and Megan Bayne picks up the win at Dynasty.
Possible.
So the men's bracket was pretty good too. I don't know if you caught that breakdown. But Jay White was supposed to be in the matchup, but he got injured. He's replaced by Kevin Knight, who's taking on Will Ospreay. Brody King taking on Takeshita, Mark Briscoe, and Kyle Fletcher, and Hangman Adam Page versus a wild card participant.
Yeah. Not as many like big heavy hitters in that tournament.
Yeah, it's just hopefully this is, a point where they decide to go and give someone else the rub on this one, like Brody King or something.
Wild card probably be the one that wins it.
Yeah.
It'd probably be like the debut or something with somebody. Anybody got fired? Has anybody got let go from AEW? I mean, from WWE recently?
Cedric Alexander, but I wouldn't see him. I don't see him being a wild card in this thing.
Maybe. I mean, he could, and then his debut into the Hurt Syndicate and all that.
Yeah,
starts off as
that could be a possibility too.
Usually, the wild cards like in the past, like whenever they have a wild card, it's usually like the debut of somebody.
Yeah.
Like when they had that, whatever the hell they call that match on Double or Nothing, the poker kit,
the Casino Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's usually what happens. The wild card in that matchup. Awesome. All right, Dynamite this week was pretty solid. You had a pretty good segment between Swerve and Hangman. Backstage thing, Swerve's looking for Moxley. Hangman gets in his face and is like, I don't know why, because my whole mission now is to make sure you never regain that title. And they start going back and forth, and like Hangman's like, you broke into my house, and Swerve's like, you burnt my house down. And Hangman looks at him and goes, you deserved it. And Swerve, like, completely catching Hangman off guard, just looks at him and goes, I know. And then Hangman's like, what? And Swerve's like, I know I deserved it. And like Hangman just completely doesn't know what to do with himself. So he just like walks off, like disgusted, like upset, like his whole purpose and everything just came crashing down on him. Like what the fuck have we been doing this whole thing for? He's like, if you know you deserve this, he's like, why coming out here like this and trying to take stuff from you? He's like, what have we been doing? That makes me think that's what he's going through his mind. Yeah. No. I thought that was a pretty cool interaction between the two of them. So kind of keeping that story kind of going on the back burner. Because in all honesty, when you look back at AEW, 10, 15 years from now, you're like, it's going to be looking back at like Austin and The Rock, or The Rock and Triple H, and you're looking like Swerve and Hangman Page is one of like AEW's greatest rivalries.
They definitely have some bangers.
Oh yeah. I had another segment with I just
don't think it's ever been like elevated as much as like Rock Austin.
Yeah.
And that's something they kind of dropped the ball on.
A casket match. exploding casket match between Swerve and Hangman.
No, just you make it like need one like as a main event for an event or something.
Yeah.
But there's still time. Maybe Swerve gets the title back. And we do get Swerve and Hangman for the title at some point.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah, because if he doesn't get this belt off Mox, like Tony doesn't know what he's doing and needs to give up his control of the company before he runs it in the ground.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that. We did have another segment here with MJF and the Hurt Syndicate. Basically pretty much the same thing as the week before, but Lashley, MJF kind of trying to goat Lashley into a fight. So it was a pretty good segment though. Main event, Death Riders versus Swerve and Willow. And this continues to prove everyone's point that Marina Shafir is the problem. Always has been the problem. You think at some point she would have learned to become better in the ring, but I guess not. But Swerve and Willow did pick up the win on this one. Mox at the end, like people are like freaking out about this, calling for AEW to be removed off of TV because Mox laid out Willow with the double arm DDT to close out the show. It's like, really? Like, it's not like, we put her through a flaming table or something. Like, there's been a hell of a lot worse in wrestling than, him laying out Willow with a DDT.
Go back to like putting like little sweet old ladies through tables.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God. These people, like there's other stuff in wrestling that's way worse than this. That's happened in the last year. Like, thank God these people haven't seen GCW. See women throwing on the thumbtacks and all this other shit by dudes, and God, it's freaking ridiculous. Oh, awesome. All right, we got Dynasty coming up this weekend. To run through, do a little preview here of the card for this one. Of course, we got Jon Moxley versus Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Championship. Toni Storm taking on Megan Bayne for the Women's World Championship. Kenny Omega in a triple threat versus Ricochet and Speedball Mike Bailey for the International Championship. Trios match for the World Trios Championship. Death Riders taking on Rated FTR. Jericho will take on Bandito in a title versus mask match for the ROH World Championship. Daniel Garcia will take on Adam Cole for the TNT Championship. Hurt Syndicate will defend the tag titles against the Learning Tree. Will Ospreay defend... No. Quarterfinal matchup for the Owen Hart Cup tournament. So this was in the first matches. Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight. We'll see Mercedes Moné take on Julia Hart in a first round matchup as well. And Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. So they're kicking this tournament off Sunday night.
On the pay-per-view.
On the pay-per-view. So awesome. Pay-per-view is coming from Philly. That's pretty good. So,
yeah, I'll check it out.
Got some good matches on here. Like, I am interested in seeing Swerve and Moxley, just mainly because I want Swerve to win, so I want to watch this match. I want to see Swerve win. Toni Storm versus Megan Bayne. Like, Megan Bayne is like taking AEW by storm, and of course it's Toni Storm. Like, we're going to get a good match out of that regardless. Omega, Ricochet, and Speedball is going to be great. Oh, there's a lot of good matches on here. Hurt Syndicate. Yeah. Awesome stuff. So definitely have to check that out this week. All right. So there is that. Anything else we got in here? Oh, I actually got some TNA stuff. Oh, baby. All right. Santino Marella and a segment with Steph DeLander and Mance Warner has officially stripped Steph DeLander of the Digital Media Championship and has stated that that title is now defunct. And there will be 2 triple threat matches at TNA's next event, Unbreakable, to crown, to start. There'll be 2 triple threat matches. The winners of those matches will go on to a final match the same night of the pay-per-view to crown their first international champion. AEW or TNA is like the kings of bringing in titles and getting rid of them and replacing them with new titles. But the triple threat matches are Eddie Edwards, Ace Austin, Steve Macklin. That's the first one. Second one is Wentz, JDC, and Eric Young. So the winners of those 2 matches will go on and face each other later in the night for the International Championship. Yeah, so we got that. They announced Moose will be defending his X Division Championship on April 27th at Rebellion in an Ultimate X. So far, the participants in this match, aside from Moose, are Matt Cardona, Leon Slater, and El Hijo del Vikingo. And there's still 2 more to be announced for that match as well. And also at Rebellion, Ethan Page, who showed up at TNA this week, will be challenging Joe Hendry and Kazarian for the TNA World Championship. So a lot of big things happening in TNA besides, firing management.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. All right, that's pretty much everything I've had for the weekend review. Anything I missed you want to talk about?
Nothing. I think we covered like all the big stuff, anyways.
Okay.
Ava announced that they're gonna put the Women's North American Championship up.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. So we had a tournament for the Women's North American title.
Yeah.
Was it a tournament? Yeah, a tournament.
Yeah, I think it's like a tournament. And then the final will be at All In, I think.
Stand and deliver.
No, yeah.
That is all good. I know a lot of people were. I completely forgot about that because a lot of people were bitching about that too, about them taking the title off of her. And, it's like, oh, she just defended both titles the week before. Like, if you're going to take the title off of her, why don't you just have Fallon Henley win the title back? So,
I mean, you could protect future storylines that way, where, in the future.
Yep.
Go back for it.
Now it just makes the title meaningless because nobody could beat the woman that won the title. Like, oh my God. Shut up. Y'all people whine too much. Like, anybody bitching when they did this with like Hogan and Warrior after WrestleMania 6. It was like, Warrior, where Warrior gave up the Intercontinental title. So, or any other time there's been a double champion and they gave up one of the belts.
Yeah.
Bunch of whiny ass wrestling fans anymore.
Or what they just do it like Roman Reigns and just combines them.
Yeah.
And they just start a new belt.
Why not? All right, let's get into Figure of the Week, which of course is brought to you by EntertainmentEarth.com. Use the code FBCollect to save an additional 10% on all in-stock items. Entertainment Earth has now started advertising WWE figures up there as well. So use that discount code on those in stock items there. And Carl, I got a good one for you this week.
All right, let's see it.
Wife went out of town last weekend with her job. And she was at one of the local Walmarts where she was at. And I said, hey, I'm looking for, a couple of these figures. She's like, all right. She's like, well, they have this one. And that's none other than Hardcore Hack.
Hardcore Hack.
The WCW Sandman. Hardcore Hack. I don't know why they just couldn't call him the Sandman, but he's Hardcore Hack.
Maybe Paul Heyman underwrites his name or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
I probably or it could be not. It don't have to be wrestling related. Sandman probably has like copyright.
Yeah. All right. So this is pretty much a Sandman figure. Very similar to the previous one. Face scan is a little different. So obviously, look a little bit older. This is from the Monday Night Wars Build-A-Figure line. This one's Golga is the Build-A-Figure for this one. He's got all that freaking barbed wire wrapped around him from his debut on Nitro. And the one big difference with this too is underneath his arm, he's got that his now trademark signature Sandman face tattoo. It's pretty cool. Of course, it comes with the kendo stick and an extra set of hands and Golga's torso. So, awesomeness. Kind of excited for this one. I don't know why. I have his I should have got that. No, it's put up. I can't get to it right now. I should have got his WCW Toy Biz figure out and do a little side by side.
You need do you have any other like figures from like the WCW like hardcore division? Like do you have like a Fit Finlay or a Norman Smiley or
I wish I had a Norman Smiley. I haven't made a Norman Smiley. I would love a Norman Smiley figure with the
Bam Bam Bigelow
football pads and the helmet.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
I have a Bam Bam. I got a couple Bam Bams. I have a Finley, but it's more of like it's more WWE Finley.
Big Vito.
I haven't made a Big Vito.
Crowbar.
Nope, no Crowbar.
Ming. You gotta have Ming, right?
They have not made a Ming yet.
Damn.
So wait on that one, yeah. It's terrible. Like we need to get the ball rolling on these here. But
yeah, it's one of those things. It's like I think WCW is probably the last to do it, right? Which came out first? WWE hardcore title or the WCW?
WWE.
That was the last one to come out or the first?
WCW was the last one to put out a hardcore title.
Yeah. It's kind of too little too late because that's what they brought in, Hardcore Hack. I don't know if Shane Douglas was brought in just for that or not, but like Shane Douglas, Bam Bam Bigelow, a lot of these ECW guys.
Yeah, Shane wasn't involved with like the hardcore stuff though, because he has
Shane Douglas.
Yeah, not in WCW.
Yeah.
He wasn't wrestling for the hardcore title.
Yeah, he was a hardcore champion.
Shane Douglas.
Yeah.
I do not remember Shane Douglas as a hardcore champion. I remember more like guys like Norman Smiley and
Norman Smiley was the longest reigning.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Did Sandman? I don't think Sandman had it, did he?
I'm not 100% sure, but I know he was involved in more of those matches.
Yeah, I know he was like in all the like.
Oh shit, yeah, he was. But it was 1 day.
Yeah, it still counts, right?
Still counts. He's a freaking tag team champion with Buff Bagwell for 30 days.
Franchise.
Huh. I'm trying to remember who else like
What's his name from Nasty Boys?
Brian Knobbs.
Yeah, he was champion.
All right, so Finley was the first one. He won the Junkyard Invitational. I have to go back and watch that. Then it was vacated due to Finley having a leg injury. The Norman Smiley won it, defeating Brian Knobbs in the finals of a tournament. Knobbs beat Norman Smiley, then Bam Bam, then Knobbs again. All of 3 count were hardcore champions.
All 3 of them.
Yep, they let them use the Freebird rule for 1 title. So they won. Brian Knobbs won again. Got vacated in April 10th, 2000 because they vacated all the titles. Then Terry Funk won it. Then Shane Douglas. Then Terry Funk. Eric Bischoff. Big Vito and Johnny the Bull Stamboli. Then Big Vito. Then Lance Storm. Carl Ouellette, better known as PCO. Lance Storm awarded him the championship. Norman Smiley vacated. Reno, Crowbar, Terry Funk, Ming. Yeah. And then it was deactivated. Ming was the last one to hold the title.
No hardcore hack in there.
No hardcore hack. Nope. But the longest reign, combined days, 93, and that was Norman Smiley.
Yeah, let's say. I remember him having a bunch of matches with it. I remember that junkyard match too. It was pretty awful the last time I looked at it, but when I saw it live, I thought it was kind of cool. Yeah, freeze up again.
No, you're good.
You just being
So
quiet.
apparently, the Junkyard Invitational, it was a trophy. WCW did not recognize that as a championship reign, but WWE did.
Okay.
Well, the WWE history of the WCW Hardcore Championship, they recognize the trophy as a title reign.
I guess.
Okay, there we go. I still like my hardcore hack figure. The
that's
Toy
so cool.
Biz one, the original WCW one, came with a hot dog cart. And, when you'd hit it, it had like a button in the front of it, and the wheels would fall off, and the top would pop open. These soda cans would shoot out the top of it, and they had like little streamers attached to the bottom. Oh, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You're right. I do not have a fatal 4-way this week. I cannot think of anything good. Sorry.
You had one job.
One job.
As a fatal 4-1.
Of course, No Holds Barred is brought to you by our Redbubble store. So check out redbubble.com/people/WrestleGeddonPod and buy some cool stuff. Cool stuff. All right. So the biggest news outside of professional wrestling right now, the announcement of the Switch 2.
The Switch 2. I just now heard about this. My wife was telling me about it.
Oh my freaking god! Like, I don't know what the hell Nintendo is thinking. This thing's like $450 for one, which is just insane.
That's about how much the original Switch was when it came out, wasn't it?
No, the original Switch was like 300,
Oh,
and then they dropped it to 250, and then I think they
I get
dropped
it.
it. Yeah, the consoles are 250. Just the regular Switch with the base. The Switch Lite was 200. Yeah, but they bumped this thing up to $450.
When
They're trying to blame the tariffs and stuff on the price increase.
I mean, that's possible.
Oh, but then the games, which gets more ridiculous when I tell you this. So the games are going to be $90, $90 for the physical copy of a game, which the game doesn't even have anything on the disc. It's just a download code. So when you put it in, it downloads the game to your system. The digital version of the game, without all the package and all other stuff, is $10 less. It's like, what the hell are they thinking?
Well, most Nintendo fans that are like Nintendo fans, they are collectors.
Yeah.
So they're probably just trying to exploit that. Because I know people that buy Switch games that don't want to play the Switch games, they just buy them because it's that title on the Nintendo Switch. And they did the same for GameCube and DS and all that.
Oh, I just because when this whole thing was going down, of course, was at work with a few other people that are gamers too, and they're like, "This is like they're excited about the information coming out for the launch," and then they found out the price. Is like, holy shit!
Is there anything that's like innovative about it, like that would make it more like? Is the memory like 5 terabytes or something? Or?
I don't think it's like 5 terabytes, but it's going to be able to handle, higher resolution games and stuff like that. Whereas the Switch, you're really going to do that. So like the more graphic intensive games will be able to play on it. Let's see. So have a larger display.
Is it still like?
So larger display, 1080p resolution, 120 hertz for the new screen, while in handheld or tabletop mode, supporting 4K resolution at 60 frames a second while docked. Select gamers from the Switch library will be able to take advantage of the improved performance on the Switch 2 through either free or paid updates. Jesus. It is backward compatible with the original Switch games. I guess that's one benefit with it. But
Yeah, I don't know. Like you have to throw some like more stuff in there for me.
yeah, it's just price is just insane. 7.9-inch LCD touchscreen. It was announced too by 2K that their future 2K games will be included on the Switch 2 after its release.
Okay.
So I mean, so it'll be able to play like WWE 2K and all that with like the higher graphics and stuff. So still like 450.
Okay.
It's a lot.
I mean, compared to the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. Well, it's like everything is going to like no physical media anymore. So everything's got to be downloaded. That's like,
Yeah. That's how they get you.
Yep. Pretty much.
That's the only thing why I'm not like a huge gamer anymore. It's because I'm like a cheapskate and I'm not buying a game and then spending more money on extra content for it. You know,
Yeah.
I miss the old days when you had to unlock characters and stuff.
Oh, I still gotta do that in 2K25. I have to play through the freaking MyRise story just to unlock stuff. So I gotta go back through you have to play through MyRise like 4 times to unlock everything. So I'm like my third playthrough.
Yeah. And it wasn't just like wrestling games, it was all like Tekken.
Like every game, yeah.
Yeah. You had stuff that you unlocked or cars you unlocked in games.
It's like the Nickelodeon kart racers. You have to do like different quests and stuff to unlock certain cars or certain drivers.
Yeah. But it's like then everything now it's like, oh no, we're gonna just come up with DLC and charge you extra for it.
Yep. Instant gratification. I can pay $2.99 and get that character right now.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So probably going to see the Minecraft movie this weekend.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
You know,
Where are you going? Theater?
Yeah. It's probably AMC. Usually the ones that we go to. I like going to AMC theaters better. Yeah, so go. Oh shit! Excuse me. Whew, long day today. I'll probably go see that on Sunday. So I'll have a review on that next week.
All right.
It's done like freaking decent money so far.
Yeah, I saw that one movie. I thought it just came out, but apparently it's on Hulu. The Bob Dylan movie.
No. Oh, that's right. That was a Hulu exclusive.
Yeah, so I might watch that sometime.
So the Minecraft movie has already made over 10 million, and like the preview days ahead of like the official opening day.
Yeah, I just see like every once in a while some stuff is good. Just don't know how it's gonna go.
Yeah, kind of wondering myself on this one. So I'm not too interested in this. The kids are like, "Oh my god, it's a Minecraft movie."
Yeah, my son is interested. That and he wants to see Dogman too.
Yeah, Bishop's been pushing for that one. That should be hitting streaming soon. It's been out long enough.
I hope. Yeah, it's been out for a minute.
Oh man. Oh, it's available to rent or buy digitally, but no specific date has been announced for streaming. But it should be on Peacock because it's a Universal movie.
Watch the cut.
Catch it on the cock. Oh, awesome stuff. There's a new series with Kevin Bacon called The Bondsman.
Uh-huh.
He's like a demon hunter.
Okay.
It looks pretty cool. So basically, like he died, he went to hell, and
Yeah.
now he's like hunting demons and sending them back to hell.
That's pretty cool.
So
You ever played there's like a game called like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
yeah,
You used to play that?
yeah. You try to connect people to Kevin Bacon within like 6.
Yeah. Well, you try to name like an actor or actress that wouldn't be related, but they end up coming up with like a website. I don't know if it's still up or not. Somebody came up with a website, so you didn't have to do all this stuff manually. But yeah, you just type in like the actor or actress and see like if you can get away from like 6 degrees, because it's like the thing is like he's been in so many movies and stuff that like it's hard to find somebody that's uh hasn't been in the movie with somebody that's been in the movie that's been in the movie that's been in the movie with Kevin Bacon.
The Oracle of Kevin Bacon. What?
Then is that the website?
Yeah, it's what I found.
Okay, yeah,
So I just typed in like real quick, just Tom Cruise, and
yeah,
it comes up like Tom Cruise has a Bacon number of 1. Tom Cruise was in A Few Good Men with Kevin Bacon.
yeah, with Kevin Bacon.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Jack Black has a Bacon number of 2. Okay. So Jack Black was in Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, with Frankie Muniz, who was in My Dog Skip with Kevin Bacon. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's crazy. Scarlett Johansson has a Bacon number of 2.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like you like to get to like supporting actors like that get more than like 2 away,
Yeah, that's
or
awesome.
like TV show actors or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could do like Kirk Cameron or something.
There ain't no way. Let me see what his is. I typed in Kirk Cameron. He's number 2. He's a Bacon number of 2. Kirk Cameron was in The Willies with Bill Irwin, who was in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with Kevin Bacon.
That's funny. Yeah.
Let's try his sister. Oh my God, she's a Bacon number of 2 too.
Um,
That's crazy.
yeah.
I got one. The Miz.
The Miz.
What the fuck?
3 or 2?
2.
2.
Mike Mizanin was in WWE One Night Stand 2007 with John Cena, who was in Tour de Pharmacy with Kevin Bacon.
Was Kevin Bacon?
What the hell? Oh my God. This website's awesome. I could probably sit here for hours looking this shit up. So,
Look at stuff up.
yeah. Oh my God. This one's got to be more than 2. And it's
Do
not.
like and do Andy Griffith.
I just did Adam West.
Uh-huh.
He's a Bacon number of 2. Adam West was in Zombie Nightmare with David Gow, who was in Criminal Law with Kevin Bacon.
Try Andy Griffith.
All right, Andy Griffith.
2.
1.
What? He was in the movie with Kevin Bacon?
Andy Griffith was in the Demon murder case with Kevin Bacon.
What the? I might have to check that. I don't know if I've seen that.
You know what? This one's got to be more than 2. Andy Dick. Fucking 2. Andy
They
Dick was
might
in
have to-
Zoolander with Christian Slater, who was in Murder in the First with Kevin Bacon.
You might have to switch the game because it used to be 6 degrees. Now it's like you probably have to switch it to like 2 degrees for Kevin Bacon.
Even Tom Green is 2. Tom Green was in Road Trip with Matt Walsh, who was in The Darkness with Kevin Bacon.
Try Betty White.
Two. Oh my God. You know, I gotta do something like Robert Englund. Still a 2. Robert Englund, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge with Lyman Ward, who was in She's Having a Baby with Kevin Bacon. This is insane. Wow. Oh, man. It's crazy. You know what? I'm going to try one more. Then I got to get off here because I'll be on here all freaking night.
Try Austin St. John.
Two.
Oh, God.
He was an expose with Alan Rich, who was in Hero at Large with Kevin Bacon. Oh, I had one in my head I was thinking about. I lost my mouse. Where's my mouse? Okay, last one. Let's go with Bill Murray.
That's probably one.
One, Wild Things.
Yeah.
I don't remember Bill Murray in Wild Things. Lame.
You too busy focusing in on other stuff.
Oops. Jesus, Seth Green is a 2.
Yeah. Like I said, it's hard now.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is a 1. Jesus, man. Oh. All right, I'm done. I quit. I quit with that anymore. So, oh man, awesome. Okay, but yeah, I need to check out that show. It looks pretty good. So, I think it's on Prime exclusive.
Can't wait.
They put out a 5-minute sneak preview of the new Superman movie.
How you feel?
Basically,
It.
yeah, it's basically Crypto, like the part in the trailer where it shows Crypto dragging Superman. There tells Crypto take him home. So it's like that whole sequence there with him taking him back to the Fortress of Solitude, and then the little robots he's got in there helping him, bringing them, nursing them back to health, and then some other stuff in there too. Looks pretty good. It's definitely a lot better looking than Man of Steel, so kind of interested in seeing that. I had to watch Man of Steel 3 times because I fell asleep 2 times just to get through the whole damn movie. Awesome stuff. All right, well, that's pretty much all I've got. I don't have anything else this week. So. But we'll be back next week. We'll talk some Dynasty. We can continue down that road to WrestleMania. Fun stuff, but yeah. Ooh, we got a face-off between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre next week. It's another Mania matchup. Pretty solid. But yeah, like I said, that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys for checking us out. As always, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow us on all of our social media outlets so you can stay up to date when we drop new episodes or the new content. Don't know what's happening with TikTok. Apparently, we're supposed to be going into another band tomorrow on Saturday. So, we'll see what happens there. Lots of fun stuff. So, on behalf of myself, Chris the Heat Matthews, and Tennessee Jesus Carl Crossland, chat with y'all next week. Later, Marks.